Now it's absolutely correct. It's correct to.
I'm going to switch it over to you. I'm going to make sure everyone can see. Hey everyone, we're live. It's going to be loud. We're in the National Press Club in the nation's capital. We're speaking at the State of the Swamp. This has been organized by Miles Taylor and Defiance. It is kind of awesome. Right now, we're in the greenish room. Right now, it's gone live. We just had Olivia Troy and Mehdi Hassan. We have the entire Frog Brigade. There's 500 people. It's a sold-out crowd. There's people who I've met. People have come from Ohio. People have come from the East Coast, West Coast. Some people have come from Mars. We've kept them outside. But we also have folks from the Mary Trump Nerd Adventures who are meeting in person for the first time. Here is, woohoo! Here is, oh, here is. That is Brian Karam, Lev Parnas, myself, and Ellie Leonard. It is the world's worst or world's best Stand By Me crowd.
And look,
And then we also have
come on in.
we also have a Kurt Bardella. Kurt Bardella's there. Hey, and then we got Pete also, who's the producer of Don Lemon. Pete, say hi.
Say hi, Pete.
Yeah.
So is Don making it tonight?
If Don doesn't make it,
try.
if Don doesn't make it, Pete will step in as Don Lemon and give a speech.
Is he on a sled right now with horses?
But we're here because Donald Trump is going to do the State of the Union. What we've heard, folks, is that it might be the longest State of the Union speech ever. He's going to go for 2.5 to 3 hours. He wants to break the record. For better or worse, many Democrats are not going to be attending. So instead, they're going to have Republican staffers. So it's going to be a packed room of sycophants. Could this be good or bad?
Like the White House.
Much like the White House. I'm thinking it could be good for America because he's an old man who plays like the club. He plays the hits. He's probably going to think that everyone agrees with him as he says this stupid shit. Yep. And as such, he does not going to realize how it translates. My fear, though, is, and this is a fear, I hope I'm just wrong on this. My fear, Lev and Brian, honestly, I was talking to someone else about this, throwing this out there. I hope he doesn't declare, I'm going to do strikes in Iran right now. He's going to do strikes because Marco Rubio.
There is that chance. That's what I was told by staffers is expect his greatest hits, expect it to be long. They said, what do you usually do from one of these? And I said, I usually buy a pizza and watch it. And he goes, buy 2. He's going to go until he
2.5 to 3.
Yeah. 2.5 to 3 pizzas. That means I got to eat a pizza an hour. So he's going to be on doing that. I can guarantee you, if on your bingo card you have cheating Democrats, Biden was the worst, cold country now hot, and fake media, you'll be fine. He's going to play all his greatest hits. If there is a surprise, I was told that you might expect something about Iran, but that's not to guarantee it. And because he does want to go for as long as he can, and he's very good on his stump speech, so he thinks.
Yeah.
Because I still haven't seen gas at $1.85 a gallon or even $1.99 a gallon, and the 2020 election wasn't stolen. Here's my preach.
That's Brian. I'm going to go to Lev and then Ellie. But folks, this is for everyone watching, and also it's wild here. If you can, there's everyone that you love is here, so it's fantastic. But we got Glenn right in front of me. We got Jojo there. Mehdi just spoke. Olivia's here. Miles here. Really great crowd of folks who have done their part to speak out against fascism and Trump. But Lev, Trump is entering the State of the Union with his lowest favorability rating. He just hit 36%. He's at 22 to 26% with independents. He has gone negative double digits with Latinos. He has lost young people. And the Supreme Court just took his legs underneath him with that 6-3 ruling, which then takes away his bullshit gaslighting about the economy. The Supreme Court's going to be sitting right in front of him. I don't think he's going to let them go, Lev.
No, he won't. First of all, I just literally came back from the House building and Rayburn building. You see, Rayburn building, and one of the things we were discussing there is folks that again, the election, what's happening in Georgia, what Tulsi Gabbard is up to. I know the media is not talking about it, nobody's, but we're going to keep talking about it, just like we were talking about the Epstein files, and now you see where we are. Same thing here, folks. You're going to see, and they're playing behind the scenes. He understands his numbers are way below water. He understands that with everything that's going on, there's no way it's going to be a massacre when it comes to the midterms. That is why right now, while all of this is happening, in the meantime, Tulsi Gabbard and Rathbun from the CIA and others are putting together a plan that my sources have been telling me that includes indictments of people in Georgia, includes foreign national intervention, meaning it could be Venezuela, it could be China, it could be Fanny, exactly. And then I'm hearing they're going to use that model to try to federalize it, going down to the other 15, 16 states.
Wow.
So, folks, yes, just like Wash said here, he understands it, and that's why it's up to us right now, because the biggest tool we have is those survivors sitting in there. They're going to be that full, instead of Congress people, there's going to be a full room of survivors where wherever he's going to look, he's going to see a survivor there. And I think that's going to be very, very important. And, I don't see how long his conscience could hold. I'll watch.
Ellie's here. Ellie, folks, is a fantastic investigative reporter there's a fantastic AP piece on Ellie that we shared yesterday that came out. You all see that? It gave a huge shout out to Ellie. Ellie's here. Did you drive? You fly? She drove all the way here. Do you think, Ellie, there's going to be any mention of the Epstein files, or will he call it a hoax, talk about Bill Clinton, and then say, it's time to move on?
I don't even think he'll bring it up, because I don't think there's any Democrats in the room who are going to ask him or have encouraged him to speak about it. So I think it's just going to be like an echo chamber of gas prices and the economy and the price of eggs and whatever he talked about in that 20-minute stump speech that he did a few weeks ago.
Ohio.
Yeah.
And also it's in Georgia.
And then yesterday in the White House.
In the White House.
He was in the White House.
Yeah,
when he was in the East Room, and when he told us all that every reporter in the United States is a sick being, sick people, and said we were all on the side of criminals. I want to tell you, Donald, you're a convicted criminal. Yeah. And bluntly, I tell you, I'm not on the side of criminals.
But you think, all right, it's my take on this. I don't know if people can hear me. I don't even know how much the camera picks up, but hopefully as long as you all can see Ellie and hear me. Knowing Donald Trump and seeing him for 10 years, when he has this audience and when he's given a platform where he can have unfiltered diarrhea, it's all projection all the time. And I know Epstein must be on his brain. I have a feeling my spidey sense is going to say he's going to bring it up. But of course, in a way that tries to exonerate him and put the focus. So my bet, folks, I'm going to bet that he brings up the Epstein file. Let's do it. It's a friendly bet. Why not? He's going to bring up the Epstein files.
I'll bet you a bourbon he does.
All right. I don't drink, but a bourbon for him, a Coke for me. Harry, here we go. All right, here's some money. Here's money.
Oh, shit. She's put Harry Dunn.
Hey, everybody.
Where's
the money go? I want some money.
Your feelings about we found out that Trump is going to speak for 2.5 to 3 hours tonight.
Does he have his diaper on?
Yeah.
Does he have his diaper on? My gosh, exactly. No, it's just going to be 2.5 hours, 3 hours full of lies and him just patting himself on the back and no accountability. I did nothing wrong. I'm great. The country's great. Your wallets are great. The Democrats are liars. Joe Biden would have been asleep. I guarantee you all of those lines come up. But that's why I'm glad to be around people like this, because we're actually going to be out here telling the truth and telling how things suck right now and why we need a functional president that actually cares about the American people and not just himself and his billionaire buddies. So,
can I ask you a question, Harry? As law enforcement, your take on ICE? Where should we be?
They got to go. We have to abolish ICE. I am pro law enforcement, as you know, as a 16-year veteran of police, but we need to put police officers in the best position to be successful. And this ain't it.
I got to ask you a question here.
Sure.
As a former police officer, I've covered crime my whole life. And that's politics too. But covering...
there we go. This is why Ellie's good people.
That's right.
God bless. So here's my question to you. Did ICE follow any police procedures before, during, or after a police-involved shooting?
Not that I saw. Hell, and in fact, even just the simplest fact about it is refusing to share evidence with the people that are going to investigate it. Like that, just simple on the face alone.
Even this. Here's the one that got me. In the first shooting with Renee Good.
Yeah.
The police officer, if it's an officer-involved shooting, police officers are taught to stay put, hand their gun to to the
Well,
guy
ICE
next
isn't
to him.
police officers either.
That's very
and
important.
ICE are not police
There
officers
you
either. They don't have the training of that. And listen, it's speaking about training, a lot of people wanted to make it about training. This wasn't a training incident. The person that murdered Renee Nicole Good and the person that murdered Alex Freddie, they were 9 and 10-year veterans
CBP.
respectively.
Yeah.
So they weren't rookies. They weren't some people that just got
but
47
they
days
were
of training
told by Stephen Miller
that they could do
that
it.
they could do it, and they had impunity and immunity.
Donald Trump said in the Oval Office, I believe August 11th, on August 11th, when he deployed the National Guard to D.C., he sat in the Oval Office and said, law enforcement, do whatever the hell you want.
Right.
And we're
There you
seeing
go.
it play out in real life.
Well,
now.
I'll let Kurt sit down. 'cause I know Kurt wants
well,
to-
Harry, shamelessly promote yourself.
Hey, y'all, it's Harry Dunn, and I'm running for Congress in Maryland's 5th Congressional District to replace the retiring Steny Hoyer. So please check out, need all your support. Harry Dunn for MD. We need your support. Thank you. Whatever, I hate asking for money. Every dollar counts, but also every door knock counts, every phone call counts.
and he's worth every cent.
Thank you. Thank you. You're too kind. That's nice.
no, Harry's a
Where'd that
friend.
money go? Give it to him for saying that.
Let's see, Ellie.
I endorse Harry for Congress.
Sean.
That's
Thank you.
right.
Thanks, man.
brother.
Thank you, brother.
Thank
Good luck. Kurt.
Hey,
Kurt,
What's up?
we just talked to you recently. You had a really good Substack live conversation with the Left Hook where you start off your political journey. You were in Daryl Issa's cabinet, right? What do you call it? Team? And you guys,
Right-hand man.
right-hand man. And when you all were a minority, you nonetheless use your minority power to deliberately, knowingly, intentionally muck up Obama agenda, right? You're like, we're going to play dirty. We're going to make sure that we're going to use whatever we can.
We play to win.
Yeah, you play to
Some
win.
people might call it dirty. I say we play to win, which is the same energy, by the way, I brought to the Democratic Party.
Okay, so knowing you just saw the poll numbers. CNN poll numbers came out, historic lows. He's at 36%. It's
they're
awful.
fake.
It's everything's fake.
Right.
Yeah. How would you, as a Democrat, if they actually listened to you, how would you how would you use this moment where he is at his weakest to attack him?
I would, first of all, if I'm a Democrat, I would boycott the State of the Union. Nothing will send him more full tilt, because he's a narcissist, in my opinion, than a half-empty room. It would derail his entire speech, his entire message. He wouldn't be able to help himself but look out on the House floor and see a half-empty chamber. It would drive him absolutely nuts. What Democrats need to do, though, and this is something that as Republicans, we were not shy about doing, and it's the same playbook I'm trying with everything I have to get Democrats to do, is do not be afraid to wield the power that you have. Even if you're not the majority, you have the opportunity to set agenda. You have an opportunity to just relentlessly hammer the Republicans.
Well, you just said something very big. You have the opportunity to set the agenda, which means you have to stand for something, which means you have to articulate a policy, which means even though there's a big tent, and there was always a big tent with the Republican Party, even though you can corral them, you have to at least stand for three things.
Yes. Well, and this is the thing. When we were in the minority back in the day, had no power, no White House, no Senate, Obama, insanely popular, major majority in the House and Senate. It didn't stop us from using our voice, our pulpit, the media, every apparatus at our disposal to hammer home an agenda. For us, it was the oversight agenda. We believed that the American people would buy into the idea that there is waste, fraud, abuse, mismanagement happening with their taxpayer dollars. Look at where we are right now. Look at what's happening with the Justice Department and Attorney General that's refusing to cooperate with the law and turning over the Epstein files in full. That is against the law. That is a contempt citation waiting to happen. Congress should be doing that right now. Look at all the ways in which DHS, under Kristi Noem, is deploying ICE, using them as a civilian military targeting apparatus that's killing citizens.
Let's just look at Ellie's shirt real quick.
Sorry. Here we go.
Apologize. Thank you.
Look at what came out even just today, that they have lied to Congress about how they're training these ICE agents. They're
That's
not
right.
training them at all.
That's right.
Someone committed perjury at a congressional hearing. Democrats should be sounding an alarm about that. Look at all the sweetheart deals that are happening right now. Follow the money. It was always our motto when we were at oversight. Follow the money. There's some shady shit going on right now. People are getting no bid contracts. They have no business getting no bid contracts. There's millions, tens of millions of dollars right now being doled out to anyone who bends a knee. That should be investigated. There is malfeasance and corruption. We need to expose it and send the message that if we get the reins of power, the subpoenas are coming. They're going to depose the Clintons.
That's right.
Later on this week, on Thursday and Friday, they are deposing the Clintons about the Epstein matter. Not the guy who appears in it tens of thousands of times, Donald Trump. They're protecting
Well,
Trump.
according to Raskin, 1 million times.
When we get the majority back, when we get the subpoena power back, we need to send subpoenas to every single person that's in the Epstein class. We need to send subpoenas to every single person who covered up what the Epstein class did. We need to send subpoenas to every single person that has profited and grifted from this administration at the expense of taxpayer dollars.
That's fantastic. And Kurt, shamelessly promote yourself, sir.
Find me on Substack, thewatchdogreport.substack.com. It is dedicated specifically to creating the oversight blueprint for Democrats right now, and if we get power back.
Ellie, I'm going to shift over to you. Kurt mentioned the Epstein files. Ellie has done I don't know if you all can see me, folks. That's why. So I'm gonna.
Wait,
that's why.
Is that how it works?
No,
Is it like
that's
a
why I'm
little
putting.
space?
There's like this little angle there. So I'm gonna make sure that the camera's on Ellie. I don't know if you all can see me, but as long as you can see Ellie, that's all that matters. Ellie's been going through the Epstein files. Ellie has gone through nearly every single email from the first batch. She's categorized it. She has talked about J.P. Morgan, his connection, Steve Bannon, his connection. She did a fantastic Substack live with me yesterday about Alan Dershowitz and Leslie Wexner. If you were the Democrats, when it comes to the Epstein files, what would you like for them to do? How would you like for them to use their power to get more transparency? And one thing we always talk about, which we were just talking about 5 minutes ago, that people seem to have forgotten, justice for the victims, because they're girls who were raped. No one talks about the girls who were raped.
Ugh, I mean, they need to do something. Right now, it just feels very like wet blanket. And I know we're all for, the right side of history, but like you have to light a fire underneath your ass to actually make that happen. And right now, we're we're seeing people be arrested. We're seeing people, resign, which means nothing. That just means they go on their 401k. But like, it's always because they did something illegal that had to do with funds or knowing about like stock shares ahead of time or whatever, insider trading. It's never about the sex crimes. It's never about abusing children. These people will all go to jail because they did insider trading. They will not go to jail for sex crimes because all the way up through the ranks, they don't necessarily think that it was bad. They are now justifying age ranges. They are justifying eras. They are justifying economic levels of these kids and how, if you listen to Alan Dershowitz, they say, so, well, a 14-year-old is as mature as an 18-year-old used to be, so it's fine. So we're now talking about them down in a like Al Capone style takedown, but it's like then the sex crimes continue.
Well, we'll just get them on taxes.
Right, like, woo, great. I mean, like, I want them to all go to jail, but if you don't get them on the sex stuff, then that will continue.
And what Ellie's talking about, folks, is for those who haven't followed the news, and people are asking, I'm on my laptop, so pardon me, I thought it would be much better than the phone. But Mandelson, right, the UK ambassador to US who resigned in September after it was found out that he extensively lied about his ties to Epstein. There's a criminal investigation. He was just arrested, and the arrest is over sensitive information that he might have shared with Epstein. Even though don't we have a photo, Ellie, of Mandelson in his underwear with an Epstein girl?
Yeah, like we have a lot of photos. If you look at the, especially the birthday book that came out last summer, I think, there's a ton of photos of Mandelson. Mandelson was at the island all the time. He has like poetry that he's writing to Jeffrey Epstein where he's staring out into the abyss out the window in his underpants. Like, he's a very strange guy and he's very enmeshed. And the fact that they're going to get him on like sharing secret information versus like completely being involved in like sex trafficking, it makes me angry.
Well, tell them about Andrew. Why did they arrest Andrew?
He's sharing secrets. Like, all these people are being arrested for sharing secrets, and I don't care about the secrets. I care about like, oh, by the way, you raped Virginia Giuffre. Oh, by the way, you did it 3 times. Oh, by the way, there are pictures of you. Oh, by the way, there's pictures of you with kids who are redacted. And if you are with kids who are redacted, then that's the conversation.
And not only that, folks, with Prince, well, I don't want to call him Prince Andrew, the photo that is now the infamous photo that we've all seen with him around his hands around a teenage Virginia with Glenn behind him smiling. For over a decade, the royal family kept saying that was a fake photo. And so this goes deeper. I think, Ellie and I were talking about half an hour ago with a few people, is that it goes beyond Prince Andrew and also Mandelson, right? So you have a few people who are going to be the, guinea pigs that they're just going to slaughter, right? But who else knew? Like, this could not have just been Andrew and Mandelson, right? Who else knew? And then this is a thing where you need full transparency, full accountability. And what Lev and I have been saying since the summer is that, yes, there's so many fault points for Donald Trump. negative double digits on immigration. He's overreached with ICE. Trade war is a disaster. Tariffs are a disaster. Healthcare is a disaster. But the biggest club that can really knock him out is still Epstein, where last time I checked, he's negative 30 to 40 points on Epstein. And now a majority of Americans thinks that he's lying, and clearly he's covering it up. And I just want to just sit with this. That man who was mentioned more than any other person in the Epstein files, that man who was Epstein's closest friend, that man who chased girls with Epstein, that man who stands credibly accused of being raped by girls and Epstein's victims, that man who was held liable for sexual assault by Egan Carroll, will be addressing the nation at 9 p.m. today as our president. What does that say about the United States of America, Ellie?
It says that we need to get our ass in gear. I don't know. I don't even know what it says. I'm frustrated. I feel like people are continually sticking their heads in the sand if they keep following this man. I mean, this guy, again, today, NPR, he's been reported that there was another case that was completely hidden from us from the Epstein files about a 13-year-old child from the mid 80s who was sexually assaulted by Donald Trump. Like, this is not new information. Like, this is stuff we knew before he ran for president. This is stuff that has been his information for a long time. And yet people are going, yeah, but he's for this one policy that I really stand for. And I need that policy to pass. So I'm going to look past the sex trafficking. I'm going to look past all the QAnon stuff that I've spouted for 4 years. And I'm going to say, yeah, but he supports pro-choice or pro-life. Pro-life. He supports my one thing that is really matters to my family. So I'm going to look past all those other things.
And clearly, that's morally repugnant and disgusting. And if you don't stand up now for girls who are raped, boys maybe even, right? For children, what will you stand up for? And notice that the Republicans now are probably 2 weeks away from being pro-pedophile. And if you think I'm being too cynical, I want to remind you that Megyn Kelly said, barely legal. Oh, no, illegal. Alan Dershowitz came on Chris Cuomo show on News Nation and lied about the age of a victim and said she was 17 years and 10 months old. It's fine. No, she was 16 years old. And then you see Jesse Waters now on Fox making jokes about it. So they have to do this, folks, because they know their king and daddy, Donald Trump, is all over the Epstein files. So that's why we keep saying, yes, there's many things. But the biggest cover-up in modern history, in my humble opinion, and don't believe me, trust the evidence of your own eyes and ears, is this administration's cover-up of the Epstein files. In France, there's criminal investigations. In the UK, there's criminal investigations. Andrew's been arrested. Mandelson has been arrested. Our DOJ is going after Don Lemon.
Yes.
Ellie, shamelessly promote yourself.
I'm Ellie. I'm the panicked writer on Substack, and I'm Red Petsy Script everywhere else.
How can people find you? Give us addresses.
Oh, okay. Like, do you mean like social media?
Yeah, like everything.
Not my home address.
More. Your home address too.
No. Substack, you can find me as the Panicked Writer. You can find me as Ellie Leonard. I don't know. What is this? What is the address for Substack? It's Substack.Ellie Leonard. Ellie Leonard to Substack.com. Something like that. And then everywhere else, if you just at Red Pencil Script, that is basically every...
Or how much does it cost to subscribe?
$5 if you really, really want to. I appreciate it. It keeps me writing full time. But again, everything's free because information should be free. So
and tell them about the AP article about you.
You're in there too.
Yeah, but it's mostly you. They call me to praise Ellie, and I did.
Okay, there is an AP article by Dave Bowder that came out yesterday, I think.
Yes.
He's a great reporter. You should go read all his stuff anyway. But he spent a lot of time talking about what is this idea of citizen journalism, independent journalism? Why is it important? Why are we doing this now? What was missing that we somehow have filled that void with information that is credible as people who maybe don't have journalism student loans and a degree or a legal degree or whatever, like why it matters. He did a great job.
I'm up in like 5 minutes, but I'm just going to walk around. Thank you, Ellie.
Yeah.
We have John Tester's Maritsa. I almost had it.
Hi.
Maritsa
Georgiou.
Shamelessly promote your Substack.
I co-host the Grounded podcast Substack with former Senator John Tester, who's going to be on your panel.
In our panel in 5 minutes, I'm going to run to it. But Maritsa, if you had your druthers and if you could tell the Democrats how they should respond to tonight, what advice would you give them?
Oh, I don't know. I think that people are frustrated. They want to hear about the economy. They want to hear about things that are affecting their everyday lives because they're tired of not being able to afford afford things.
Anything?
Anything. They're tired of trying to just work and get their kids to school and live their lives.
Maritsa, I'm going to do the tariffs 15%. Just because you said I couldn't do it, I'm going to do 50% now.
Yeah, are you going to do that on stage?
I will.
I'm going to warn you too. So on our show, John Tester wears a hat every episode, and we say, "What's your hat mean?" Wait till you see the hat that he's wearing for your panel.
His hat game is very impressive. And then I should have known that John wouldn't dress up, and I could have just come in chilling. But I decided to dress up.
So he said, "I said you should wear green. You're supposed to wear green." And he said, "I have one green thing, and it's literally a Carhartt flannel." So that's a nice flannel. So like we're elevating our flannel.
If John doesn't stick to his allotted time, I'm gonna blame Maritsa for failing.
Okay, I'll take that's my new job now. Like he's out of the Senate, I take the blame for him.
Do you have you helped him with his remarks today? Have you guys prepped it, or
we talked a little bit? But he really he goes off the cuff. We just kind of talked about themes that he wants to touch on. We touch on it on our podcast every week. I mean, if you watch our show constantly, I don't think there's one show that he doesn't say Congress needs to do its job.
Right.
And he's so frustrated because he was there. He was in the Senate for 18 years, and he's so frustrated that people aren't saying, "Well, you can't do this. This is against the law. You're violating the Fourth Amendment. You're violating the First Amendment." So he's.
I want to ask you this question, Maritsa, because I want to ask this with John. I'm going to probably tip my hand about what I'm going to ask him. We haven't gone over it. Is John was from Montana, right? Center left. He can't be your usual flaming lefty, right? Back in the day.
Absolutely.
And back in the day, John had a type of comedy with like these people, right? I'll talk to you, you'll talk to me, we'll slap each other on the back. Now these mother effers want to kill us. And in 2026, these people believe that you and me are, I don't want to say child predators, this and that.
Enemy of the state.
Yeah, that type of I'll slap your back, you slap my back, we're moderates. I don't think that'll work. If you want Congress to do their job, we have to play hardball. Where do you stand on this? Because I know you might come at from a different angle.
Well, I don't know enough about being there to know, but I know that whatever is happening right now isn't working.
Right.
And I know that there are conversations that are happening behind the scenes that we hear about, that he hears about. And people are talking and saying, "Well, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that." But then publicly, it's a different remark. So that needs to stop, and people need to realize, if you band together,
it's Jim Acosta.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
How'd it go?
It went. I think it went fine. I got a free hat, so it must have gone okay.
So if you're
I
looking
did it.
for a tip on what John Tester might be wearing,
I saw Tester wear. He wears it better than me. This
I
is a
don't
man-
know. You have a flag though.
Jim Acosta is taller in person, so that's one thing.
That is one
He
thing.
is
It is
tall.
true. It is true.
Jim, we have 1,500 people watching. I'm just saying, I want to say
wonderful.
hi, everyone who's joining.
Hey guys.
What were your remarks for those who missed it? Clip notes.
Cliff notes were we did a whole thing on the First Amendment, talked to the governor of Delaware, who is, by the way, a firecracker. I need to check him out. He was a lot of fun. He ended the event by saying "fuck ICE." So this was spicy stuff.
It's not just me, folks. It's not just me.
And it's not just me. People hear me use the F-bomb all the time. Apparently the governor of Delaware does too.
So
that was-
I was sitting in between Senator Tester and Montana Governor Steve Bullock, and I heard one of them say, "This is a crowd.
Yeah,
this is a hoot."
this crowd is fired up. And it's
500
not
people
just-
sold
yeah.
out, right?
Yeah. And they're kind of lit. It's kind of wild right now.
Jim, shamelessly promote yourself.
Watch anytime on the Jim Acosta show. We'd love to have you. And Waj will be on later tonight, right? Am
I will.
on the
I will be
spot?
on later
Okay.
on tonight.
Perfect.
All
All
right.
right.
Maritsa.
Maritsa, Grounded podcast on Substack with John Tester and Maritsa Georgiou.
Tara, thank you.
Yes.
My fellow panelists.
Hi,
Hopefully,
guys.
so at least 2 of the 4 are here.
Yes.
Yes.
Doors in the
And one more. We have. We're looking for a tester with a frog hat. He'll come on. And we got Glenn Kirshner showing off his muscles. Tara, why are you here?
Well, I'm here because silence is not an option, thus my shirt today. And it's important that we push back against the narrative, the propaganda, the bullshit that's going on, that we know it's going to happen over at the State of the Union. It's a shame that Donald Trump has sullied such a, annual event that's supposed to set the agenda for the country. But we know it's going to be all about him. He's going to insult people. It's going to be a campaign rally. And you know what? Keep him talking. Because the American people are not too keen on what he's been doing, right, Waj? So
Do you think
that.
if he goes for 2.5, 3 hours, will the
Oh, God.
cankles break?
Well, whatever that contraption he has that he's wearing underneath.
The girdle.
Whatever all is happening there will probably regulate that. But there's probably like a 90-minute expiration date on that thing. No, look, he's going to drown on, Castro-esque, these kinds of like, long speeches because he likes to hear himself talk. But I just think that the more he talks and tells the American people they're not experiencing what they're experiencing, and that trying to tell everyone everything's wonderful, the worse it is for him. He's a narcissist, so he can't control himself. He can't help it.
I agree.
So whenever he sticks to the script, he gets bored, and then he goes off script, and then that's when shout out to Kurt Bardella. We've known each other for over 20 years. But yeah, I just think that it's important that the American people hear an alternative to what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm heartened by the fact that so many Democrats decided to boycott this thing this time. Good. They should have done that last year.
You didn't like the paddles?
Oh my God. I was
what about the paddles?
Listen, people know I'm a former Republican and I know how Republicans fight. And I was like, you guys have to be unified in your messaging. What they should have done was they should have had a plan. Yeah. As soon as Donald Trump insulted them, they should have stood up and filed out instead of standing there and sitting there and being props the whole time while he insults them. It's just like you can't play by the old rules. The old rules of decorum don't apply.
Can you say that again?
You cannot play by the old rules. You have to play the game that you're in, not the game that you used to play, not the game you wish you wanted to play, the game that you're freaking in right now. Otherwise, the enemy is going to destroy you. So you got to get with it.
It seems like what you're saying, Tara, is you can't play footsie with fascists.
That is correct. You cannot bring a policy pen to a political guerrilla warfare fight.
And I want to give a shout out last year because I want to bring the receipts. Our elder, Al Green, Representative Al Green.
Yeah, it was the only one.
With his stick, called out the BS, and then Democrats censured Al Green.
Right. It was like the upside down. Al Green did something bold, and then he was hung out to dry. You just can't do that. If you're going to break decorum to send a message, then they should have done it in a unified fashion. I said they should have gotten up and then gone to the east steps of the Capitol and held their own press conference. That would have gotten coverage. People would have heard it, and it's way better than the Democratic response, which I'm glad to see Abigail Spanberger give it. I'm a little more moderate, so don't at me, people. However, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Unless you're coming out swinging, it really doesn't matter what the Democrats.
What Kurt and I suggested, which no one heard us, of course, was what they should have done is go right here on the state's capital, bring the survivors, the Epstein survivors, and ICE survivors.
Yes.
Bring Renee Nicole Good's widow.
Yes.
Bring Alex Preddy's family. Just do a quick introduction and then give them the microphone.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's what this is about, right? So the president brings his people into the box, then he's going to exploit them like he does. Then that used to be something that was a sense of pride, a source of like telling them great American stories and highlighting them and your agenda and what wonderful things you're doing for America. Trump obviously, again, has destroyed that. So the counter is Democrats actually have those stories. They have real people who have suffered at the hands of what this administration is doing. You bring them and say, force the media to cover it, force Donald Trump and his administration to face it, force the Republicans who are sitting there kissing his ass to have to defend it. And that's while you go on offense. Listen, defense may win championships, but offense wins elections. And Democrats better learn how to full pedal to the metal offense.
Democrats believe that on offense and defense, they should play prevent defense.
Yeah, prevent defense, as we say. Prevent defense doesn't prevent anything but a win.
Yeah, so I want some blitzes. I want some linebacker blitzes. I want some edge blitzes. I want some smash mouth football. Run it up the gut. No need for trick plays. Just run it up the gut.
Yep.
Choose an agenda. You have the 1% versus 99%. You have a strong story. It's the rest of us versus the Epstein class. We want to make America affordable again. Go after the billionaires. You'll get the independents. You'll get Republicans. You get workers. You get people all across ethnicities.
Yes.
Maybe just stand for something. Maybe just stand for something.
And stand for it 10 toes down.
That's right. That's
not on one foot, not kind of, sort of. There's no lukewarm battling fascists. You're either in or you're out.
I'm going to translate what Tara just said into Hakeem Jeffries' speech. I believe that we should have a chat GPT conversation about affordability, and I'll give you my plan, inshallah, in 2 years after you vote for us, I promise. Tara, shamelessly promote yourself.
Well, I run the Seneca Project. We are an award-winning messaging and content organization. We do ads and videos and galvanize women. SenecaProject.org. We can always use your help because we are a grassroots organization. You can find me on Substack. Uncompromised with Tara is my Substack. And I also am a contributor to The Siren with my friend Jojo from Jerez. We do a show every Tuesday called Big Effing Deal with Jojo and Tara.
And real quick, we'll just show you Jojo real quick. Jojo speaking.
Hi. Guys, all right, this is real life. Hi, I'm on Wajahat.
We just shamelessly promoted you. Can you shamelessly promote yourself to the people watching?
Shamelessly promoting myself. Hi, I'm Joe. Here, come get me.
Hi.
Wajahat.
Wait, let me just help Jojo get a lot more subscribers. All right, real quick.
Oh, you gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta go. Hi. So go to thesirennetwork.com or go to Are You Effing Kidding Me? That's my Substack. Or go to thesirennetwork.com where we are live streaming. You can also find this live stream from the Capitol on my Twitter and on my YouTube page right now. Brooklyn Dad Defiant, Micah Efron, they're there right now.
And now we're gonna go on stage. Bye.
Bye. Have a good time. Break a state.
Another DC Senator, Paul Strauss.
Oh, DC Senator Paul Strauss.
Yeah,
We've talked before. How's it going?
Yeah, good.
I have 30 seconds. DC Senator Paul Strauss. Why should DC become a state?
Well, because we're American citizens, we deserve equal rights, and obviously we need to be part of the solution here. Look how fucked up the country is without us being a state. Get us in the Senate, get us a vote in the House, and we can start changing some of these terrible laws that House Republicans and Senate Republicans are passing.
And then final question, for the people who haven't gone to DC or San Francisco or Chicago, who think this is an apocalyptic hellscape filled with ghouls and goblins that needs a National Guard, your response?
This is a wonderful city. It's safe. It's beautiful. It was like that before Trump got here. And as soon as he leaves, it will be even safer and more beautiful again.
Shamelessly promote yourself, sir.
I'm Paul Strauss, DC Shadow Senator. Proud to represent the people of DC. They can vote for me. I can't vote for them. How messed up is that? We got to change that. DC statehood now.
Folks, I got to go on stage. I'll probably see you all later. Pardon me. Thanks, man. Thank you so much. It's been loose. I was fasting. I had really no plan. I just literally pressed live. Lev was around me. Ellie was around me. So thank you all for being patient with us. But just to give you a quickly, I think we got to run. So I'll show you later how it is. It's actually really fun. But I really got to go on stage right now. So thank you all for watching. We'll inshallah join you later. For those who missed us, we had a lot of great folks here. Check it out. And if I could get a few more of these people, it'll be fantastic. All right. Go. Actually, it's how do they see this? Defiance / State of the Swamp. State of the Swamp. Google State of the Swamp. Go to Defiance's homepage. You can live stream it. You can see it now. There's 500 people here, sold out. It's a fantastic event. Take care, everyone.